Good morning. I'm sitting in front of the facility where my parents live right now. And every time I come down to visit them, because they're in another state from me, it always gives me some cause for reflection and for thinking. There's a lot of trends that are going on specifically related to, getting rid of your parents and, toxic parenting and getting them to apologize for things of your childhood. And I watch some people who have just jumped into this and will burn the bridge and will justify that bridge based on their feelings. And so I wanted to give a story to those people. My mother and I, when I was growing up, we would clash. We would clash like you would not believe. If she told me the sky was blue, I would argue it for another color. If she told me not to do something because I might get hurt, I was going to test that theory and make sure that that was accurate. So no matter what direction she gave, I always was probably promised to do something the opposite. She didn't want me to embarrass her, and I have a God-given gift to say the wrong thing at the wrong time. She wanted to family secrets. There's certain things you just don't talk about, and I am a complete open book on another end. So everything that she would kept trying to teach, I would argue about. And so as I got older, I left home early at a very young age. And as I got older, we just sort of drifted apart because we just didn't get along. It was very stressful. Those conversations were very stressful. My feelings would often be hurt by comments that she said that I felt were minimizing or derogatory. And then one time at a point in my life, I decided to look at my mother like a client, almost like a case study. And I started to look at the things that impacted her life. What are the things that had an effect on her, the generation that she lived at, the environment that she grew up at, the factors that impacted her development. She was the first female in her family to go to college, and she got a degree in accounting. And she became the family's almost money maker, and a lot of the older members of the family gave her a lot of responsibility over their finances and everything else, which created jealousy with other people in her lateral group that used to say or do things that would minimize my mother's own accomplishments in her life. And eventually it got to the point where they actually left that area because my mother could not tolerate it anymore, especially after her mother passed away. And the more that I tried to look at my mother as an objective female with all of the stuff that came against her, I started to see my mother as a woman with challenges that did the best she could to get through those challenges. And my mother was never prepared to raise a daughter like me that challenged everything. And so my mother and I don't have a close relationship, and now she's too sick to really develop that relationship. But what I do have for my mother is respect for her challenge in raising me. It's respect for the factors that influence her life, that had her raise 3 children. All of us are college graduates. All of us have been hard workers. All of us are successful in our own right. And sometimes if you want to not get so bothered by a parent, take out the lens of the child. Take out the lens of them being a mother or a father, and look at them as just a person that you don't know, and objectively look at all of the factors in your life. And I promise, even if it doesn't change or restore that relationship, it will change your thinking about that person. And sometimes that's just what the relationship needs.